Hello everyone and welcome to Rob's Rogues, and today we are taking a look at Sportsmaster from the Young Justice 6-inch line, and this goes along with my Memorial Day finds or Memorial Day collections that I picked up, these starting with Superboy all the way through till the end here, or until I say so. It's going to be the items that I picked up on our Memorial Day shopping spree, if you will, as we were visiting different places in Ohio. And this is Sportsmaster. We will read the little bio here. This is a master of martial arts and every other athletic endeavor. Lawrence Crusher Croc uses his prowess and customized equipment as Sportsmaster. A former freelance assassin for the League of Shadows, Sportsmaster is now a personal enforcer for the light. And the other figures in this wave are Superboy, Sportsmaster, and of course what would become the three-wave set for Amazo. This will be Ra's al Ghul, Cheshire, the Flash, and Kid Flash, and of course Miss Martian and Martian Manhunter. Put all three together, you get the Collect and Connect Amazo in the 4-inch line 2-packs. So this, if you saw the Superboy review, I picked him up for $14.68. I think you can see here. Hopefully I can zoom in. Now this is Sportsmaster. I picked this up 24 hours later. Granted, it was from a different Target, but it was 24 hours later. And this one said the price was $14.68. Originally, I think there's another sticker back here. I tried to peel it off, and it was the normal $20 price tag, 25, 26, whatever. I think there's another clearance tag back here, actually. So I'm kind of curious what the original clearance sticker was, but I can't see it. But the second clearance sticker was $14.68. This one, if you can see it, is $10.48. $10 for this. When we have been paying up to $25, $26. This includes sculpted diorama and lots of weapons, and yes, there are lots of weapons, extremely posable. So we'll move this out of the way, but $10.48 to get Sportsmaster. Like I said, I bought, let me drop the camera down here since I can't get him all on the base, but I bought Superboy in Toledo, Ohio at a Target. We drove home, opened up Superboy. I almost wasn't going to open him up till I was getting ready to do the review, but I wanted to get him out of the package and take a look at him and everything. And then we got up in the morning and drove to Columbus, stayed overnight up there, and went to a Target before we went to our hotel, and I found Sportsmaster for $10.48. Blew my mind. My wife was like, I wish you wouldn't have opened Superboy up and kept him in the car since we were just leaving the next day. Although she understood why I wanted to bring it in. But she's like, had you would have, you could have saved an extra $4. So definitely be looking for some of these. So if you're in the Ohio area and you haven't bought any of these, head to Columbus, Ohio, and head up around Easton Center and go to the Target, and you will find tons of Superboys and tons of Sportsmasters for $10.48. That is a really good deal. And I checked the Target in Toledo that I bought Superboy from, and they had in fact that very next morning dropped their prices even more. She said, well, if you want to, we can do a price adjustment. I'm like, oh, that's fine, we're on vacation. And now that it is Tuesday, I thought, I'm not going to worry about it. I still got Superboy for, $14.68, but this was a steal. $10 for a normal $25 figure plus the display base and everything like that. Very good. I can't tell you how happy I am about getting Sportsmaster. And he was going to be one I was going to kind of just forget about. He wasn't part of the teens, obviously. This is the first villain that we had in the line. So I thought, it's no big deal. But I'm glad we were doing some shopping. I was able to get him. My Sportsmaster, I don't know if you can tell here, his leg is bowed. He was in this crazy kick pose that they had him in the box. His foot was wrapped, all the way around, up in the air. And I could tell that he was going to have a bowed leg. You can kind of see it right there. So that'll be fixable, some hot water, and, get it to set back in. I've straightened it out quite a bit. It was really bad the other day. But really like how Sportsmaster looks, though, aside from the, bent leg. Comes with a spear. Like all the normal DC-UC articulation, so I'm not going to go over that. Although this one does have an extra bit of articulation that I don't know if anybody else has pointed out. If they have, I just haven't noticed it. He actually has 2 waist swivels. He swivels at the belt. It doesn't go all the way around. I guess he could if you really tried it. But he also has an upper waist, so he can turn one way, another. I think that's really kind of cool. So he can turn at the belt and turn at the waist. So he has one extra point of articulation that most DC-UC figures don't have. If there's another DC-UC figure out there that does have that, I'm sure somebody will chime in below. But to my knowledge, there isn't one. A really good face sculpt, if you can really call it a face sculpt with the hockey mask. The blonde hair shows through very well. So those of you that watched the show know that we found out that Cheshire and Artemis are a family, father and daughter. The only Cheshire that we received from the Young Justice line was in the 4-inch scale. But if we bring in Artemis's base here, would work very well with this. Father and daughter could train together. As unlikely as that would be in the show, we haven't seen all of Season 2 yet, so maybe something could happen. Artemis has finally showed up in, I believe, Episode 4. Her and Wally are together. But if you wanted to take Sportsmaster out, since he is the only villain, you could turn this into a training center for the other heroes, and you could bring in, let's say, Robin, if I can get him pegged in here. So you could have Superboy, Kid Flash, and of course you could have Batman up here. Maybe this way. Kind of watching everything, watching them train, so that may be pretty good to have a little display base set up like this that, of course, everything, works together. The Sportsmaster base can get, we'll move Artemis out of the way. And we'll move Robin. And Batman. The Sportsmaster base can come apart in different pieces. So I have it set up in this little triangle section here. Of course, all the extra weapons, the baseball bat, can set up. There's a knife, almost display stand. Of course, the knife and ninja stars here can come out of this base. They all just kind of slot right in there. But I'm not going to go through and do it, but you can kind of see here in the front, each of these pieces can snap into different sections. So you can set it up as one long section, or you can do an L, or you can kind of wrap it around the Artemis base here, or you can have it off to the side, kind of like that, or maybe more like this. So there's a number of different things you can do with the Sportsmaster base and the Artemis base that these actually work together very well. Like I said, you could have a little training center set up for your figures, depending on how you wanted to do it. Now, like some people have said, the bases are rather large, and if you're just having figures just stand right next to each other on your shelf, the bases may not work. But I really kind of like getting these diorama bases to be able to have some type of an action scene set up, and I really think it kind of looks impressive. So I was one of those that this was something I very much looked forward to in the Young Justice line was getting these display stands and bases for the figures to stand on. Picking up a new bookshelf and a couple extra shelves in my room to have on my walls in the house to be able to have my heroes and villains set up a little differently so I can display some of these really cool stands. So I really recommend really now checking a lot of your stores, especially Target and Walmart, as they really once they drop prices, they tend to move things to a different part of the store, their clearance section, and you can find a lot of these figures really, really cheap. Like I said, in just 24 hours, Target as a whole dropped their prices yet again on these Young Justice figures. From one night, I spent almost about, say, $15, and then the next day spent $11 on the same line of figures. So I definitely recommend going out there and checking them out if you've been kind of sitting on the fence like I have. Now is a really good opportunity, especially with the Avengers just wrapping up and Spider-Man coming out, and then The Dark Knight Rises. You have 3 movies with all these toys flooding the shelves. So a lot of these other things that have sat on the shelves for quite a while, they need to find a home, so they're really dropping prices now. So this is going to end this review. Check in for the next review as we're going to keep going through my Memorial Day sales and finds. So today we've been taking a look at Sportsmaster, and again I picked him up at Target for, if I grab the right box here, you can see it, $10.48. I think that is very, very good. That is the cheapest I've ever seen the Young Justice figures. So, Sportsmaster, Young Justice, picked him up at Target, $10. I recommend going out and go get him. He's a great figure. He'll look great with all your DC/UC figures and your Young Justice figures. As always, this is Rob for Rob's Rogues signing off and saying we will see you guys next time.